Hello, 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 and welcome to Coffee Time, where we look at the news. It's an important day. It's an important day for probably one of the biggest scandals that's in the last 40 years has finally resolved itself. Again, for those of you who aren't in the UK, it's just it's impossible to talk about this because it is so ridiculous. But I guess it would have been in the 80s, a number of blood products were imported from America. There was something called Factor 8, which was a blood clotting agent for haemophiliacs, as well as other, blood supplies were imported in, and much of this stuff was harvested from, prisoners. A lot of this blood wasn't screened for diseases like hepatitis C or HIV, and this led to many people, most of them children, developing fatal infections, HIV and hepatitis C. Many of these people have passed because of it. Many of these people have had their futures cut short. Now, I know about this. Again, I can't remember when it first came to my attention. I'm not sure if it was in the 80s or the 90s, but there was a World in Action program. World in Action is like a documentary series. I think it was World in Action, where they did an expose of this, where they were trying to prove a link between these childhood HIV cases and the clotting agent that they were given as children. And anyway, this is a national scandal, and it's all come out today. Everything has come out. Successive governments, whether they're Conservative or Labour, or Conservative or Labour, or name those two. We don't talk about Liberal Democratic coalition but they all ignored it, hoping it would go away, hoping that everyone involved would die and it would go away. Now, this is your precious NHS, right? Don't get me wrong. The NHS has done wonderful things. It's saved me. It's delivered two of my children. It's been there when we've needed it. But it also has the potential for massive corruption like this. And because organisations and massive organs of government, because that's what it is, like the NHS, like the police, like any aspect of our infrastructure is open to this corruption because it's not policed by an independent third party. And the NHS colluded to hide the results. And they said back in, again, this report's just been published today. The whole report, it's a big report, not all of it's been read. We've got people just kind of skimming it. But in 93, they basically shredded loads of the information. People's records just disappeared. 3,000 people died. And many others are suffering because of this. And it's done because it was cheap. It was cheap. Yeah. And the products go, from the 70s to the early 90s, they lasted. And this report identifies a litany of failures covering multiple governments, prominent politicians and health organisations. Ken Clarke, he should be arrested because most of this happened under his watch. But the report, which is 2,527 pages, was published literally now. I think it was released at midday today, and it's taken decades of campaigners and their families, just pushing for this, and it gets me. It really does. So now Rishi, our PM, he's going to have to settle this one. He's the one that's been left holding the baby. And they reckon £10 billion compensation bill to those who are affected. Is that enough? What a price on life! And again, many of these victims were children. And this is why you can't. Here's one chap. This is Colin Smith, right? Here he is. He contracted HIV from blood clotting agent factor VIII, and he died age 7 in 1990. NHS did that. And this is Trilog College, which is a boarding school for the sick. They often use these products. This place is going to be sued to oblivion, I hope. This was at the centre of a lot of the scandal. Again, I'm just glad it's finally. This should have been dealt with years ago. Years ago. This should have been dealt with in the 90s. And here we are. So next time you're banging your fucking pots and pans for the NHS, remember that they are also capable of great evil. Great evil. And for every case like this, there's a whistleblower whose career has been ended by them. Because if you stand up to the NHS, they make you disappear. You lose everything. But yeah, so it's going to be, as the headline here says, they've got blood on their hands. And it is just, again, it's just, I've been following this for as long as I can remember. And I'm just glad that they're one step closer to getting some kind of peace. But how can you when you see people involved? It's just wrong. Right, shall we do some more news? Shall we try and lighten the mood? Good news, everybody. There was a helicopter crash at the weekend. Good news. But no, it was all right. It was okay because it was a helicopter containing Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi, and yeah, he's dead. Here it is. Here's a picture of it. Here's a picture of it. He's gone. Brown bread. The butcher of Tehran, they called him. Lovely chap. And oh dear, what a terrible, terrible accident. Gee, I hope the Israelis had nothing to do with this. Yeah, the Israeli government said, not us, Gov. Honest, not us. We didn't do it. Well done. Keep it up, lads. Keep it up. Oh dear. And he's probably tap dancing in hell right now. But yeah, he was a lovely fella. He's responsible for a lot of inhumanity to his fellow people in Iran. And you could say his time he ran out. Oh God, I'm on fire. I'm on fire today. Oh dear. What else have we got? That's a Mal Plus. Mal Plus can't do that. Oh, here we go. This is. Did you watch the Netflix hit Baby Reindeer? Me and the missus did. It had 3.5 million views, which means that's a BBC Two audience back in the good old days. That's what I call a hit. But anyway, it was a story of a stalker, and it was a thinly hidden story of because based on real life. And internet sleuths, not snooths, sleuths, see teeth, found out who it was based on. Really, I did. When I put my mind to it and I typed in stalker, Scottish MP, I found who it was in literally 30 seconds, because one of the headlines in the show said that, because they didn't do a very good job of hiding who the person was. Anyway, it was this lady, Fiona Harvey, who said, "I'm not a stalker, honest," when she appeared on Piers Morgan's show. There's a thing, innit? She's got to be mad if she appears on the Piers Morgan show. Anyway, she says she's innocent and she's going to sue because she didn't do it. She didn't do it. But anyway, apparently, right, she's now accused of sending 276 emails, right, to Keir Starmer at his parliamentary email address between January and August 2020. Yeah, and in it, she used a disabled slur to attack his wife and gloated over 2 of his dead relatives. She's a lovely, lovely lady, but she was accused of stalking Donald Dewar, a Scottish Labour MP. This was back in the early. This is like 25 years ago. I remember. Again, I actually remember that made the news back then. But I didn't know who it was because she changed her name. And but yeah, the Met Police has reportedly been made aware of the emails, and Labour declined to comment. But yeah, the Sun have had access to one of the emails. It said, Keir, cut the crap with me, you stupid little boy. You get elected leader of non-party, and within 2 minutes I get an email calling me a racist from the Housing Ombudsman. I've already complained about you in Standards Commissioner, who guess what does nothing. See, from now I complain about the slightest little thing. Your life won't be worth living. Sent from iPhone. Deep cut from the show. So yeah, that's an interesting little aspect of the Baby Reindeer show. Again, it's a program that just doesn't stop. Doesn't stop giving. You know, Richard Gadd, he wrote the show and appears in it, and here he is in the promotional shot for it, which he does a fictionalized version of himself and tells the story. It is good because he doesn't paint himself as the victim. He is the victim, but he's not a good guy either. He's a dubious fellow, and I think even he had acknowledged that he went through some dark places during this time period. But I found it very interesting, again, especially as someone I was victim to stalker many years ago, and it does kind of change the way you view the world. You know, you look over your shoulder. You know, you start looking and that behind you. So it's yeah, I found it a good show. Found it a good one. An interesting show. But very doubtful it'd be made on terrestrial television because, you know, stalkers have feelings too. What else have we got here? Reasons why you shouldn't try and overthrow the Democratic Republic of Congo. We've got some footage here. Apparently, this is a bungled coup. And we can see it's not. I'm not going to show you all of it because there's people. But these guys tried to overthrow the rulers of Congo, and it didn't go too well for them. Yeah, it's footage of 2 of the what do you call them, coups? Cooey, we've come to overthrow your nice country. But yeah, one of the leaders, who was described here as a US Congolese father, was killed, and his son had to beg for his life. And yeah, this is what happens to you if you try and overthrow a country. That happens to you. It's not a good look, is it? So should have stayed at home. Should have stayed at home, shouldn't you? Should have stayed at home. Next time, try Isle of Wight. Just try and overthrow the Isle of Wight. Bit safer there, you know. What else have we got? Meanwhile, this is a follow-up to the President Raisi death. We're going straight over to Iran, where yes, the people are celebrating. There you go. See, there's always a silver lining. There's always a silver lining because he brought that. He was a horrible. He brought in the hijab crackdown. I don't know if you've seen those videos of the squads forcing women to cover their hair and everything. And yeah. There's always an upside, isn't there? What else have we got? Have we got anything else? Oh, this is interesting. We do love like a Just Stop Oil, an Insulate Britain story, don't we? But this is there's been a government commission review into what they call political violence and disruption, and some of the advice that they're giving to combat the likes of Just Stop Oil and Insulate Britain, this lot, is that in the future, if your journey or your life is disrupted by these people, you can sue them. Well, you can do that already, couldn't you? But yeah, they reckon that groups like that could be court ordered to pay compensation to any business, individual, or institution who can prove that they were impacted by their actions. Well, I think you could do that anyway. I'm surprised people haven't, done private prosecutions. It would happen in America. But, what else have we got? Can't do that one. Can't do that one. Can't do that one. E. A lot of celebrity stuff. Harry Styles. No one cares about Harry Styles, do they? Can't do that one. There we go. Let's do some court news. I found us some court news. This is the story of Grant Wagster. He's a tree surgeon, right? And he was online, doing some online banking, on his computer when the internet went down. It happens. But poor old Grant. Shall we see him here? He looks like a wacky kind of chap, doesn't he? Look, he's got his tongue out. Look, he's wacky, him. Poor old Grant was infuriated. He was infuriated. And he flew into a fit of rage and began throwing items around his house. And then he pushed his wife of 14 years, Lindsay, right, down the stairs. Yeah. She asked him what was going on, what's happening? And he pushed her down the stairs. And she smashed her head against the wall and broke her hip. Here they are. I wonder if this was before he threw her down the stairs. Bloody hell. I couldn't do that here. If I threw the missus down the stairs, there's a good chance she might hit my record collection. And, I wouldn't want to damage my record collection, would I? So, she's nodding. She's nodding in agreement. But yeah, she was she asked him to phone an ambulance, as she would, but he picked her up and threw her on the bed, and then he got her the phone. She called 999. And so yeah, this ended him. He got ended up at Warrington Magistrates Court. Yeah. Where Wagster blamed his attack on a combination of alcohol and the crippling stress of maintaining his business, which won him Tree Surgeon of the Year 3 times in succession. Not anymore, it ain't, mate. You swerve it. But he dodged jail. He was sentenced to 23 weeks in custody, suspended for 18 months. And he's got a complete 25 days of rehabilitation activity, 30 sessions of building better relationship program, and 120 days of alcohol abstinence monitoring. And he's also got an 18-month restraining order to prevent Wagster from approaching or contacting his wife, except through a solicitor, in relation to any divorce proceedings or disposal of the marital home that they're joint owners of. Oh, it didn't work out well. He's also got to pay his wife £1,000 compensation after he admitted causing grievous bodily harm. He broke his marriage for this. This happened on the 25th of November 2022. And yeah, the couple are estranged. And you know, yeah, she said in an X-ray to the pelvis, it revealed that the left acetabula impacted the fracture to the neck of the femur. Yeah. Makes the previous 3 previous convictions for drink driving. So he's got a bit of a booze problem. But there you go. That's one way to end your marriage, I suppose. Luckily, she didn't. Well, if she'd have hit her head, it could have been a fatal. It could have been a fatal push. Dear, oh dear. You've got to calm. Everyone's got to calm down. Okay, we've got some hilarious signs. Hilarious signs. This is from Bored Panda. They've stolen it from them. I'm liberating it to the world. Door knockers, please note this household charges £50 a minute. There you go, payable in advance. Yeah, there's a knocker joke in there somewhere, but I don't want to lower the tone. My neighbour is a Karen. Caution, nosy neighbour. That's in America. I'm surprised that hasn't resulted in someone getting shot. Caution, men at work. I come from the land down under. Women work all the time. They don't need to put up signs. There you go. A little bit of sexism there for you. Notice the town of Madrid were no longer responsible for UFO abductions. Well, it's creepy. Is that genuine? I don't know. This is from the London Underground. We've received reports of ghost sightings on trains, platforms, and other underground property. I think it's Rent-A-Ghost, isn't it? I don't think that's real. Do you think that's real? Maybe they put it up for Halloween. Yeah, probably did that. We regret to advise you that due to an increase in lighting and CCTV, this little area is no longer safe for drug dealing, fly tipping, and nookie. That's the important one at the end there. Outdoor nookie. There we go. Capacidad maxima, 10 persona, or in English, maximum capacity, 3 Americans. A little bit cheeky. That's in Costa Rica. Stay off the tracks, only for trains. If you can read this, you're not a train. Okay. That's Darwinism in action. It thins out the population, gets rid of all the stupid people. Wanted someone to hand feed me Doritos while I knit, so my fingers don't get orange. No weirdos. See, you could apply for that, and on the proviso that you get to lick their fingers clean. That could be a Jethro Tull reference, couldn't it? Save 100% when you don't buy anything. I like it. Again, that's for those people who don't like spending their money. And Lost. That can't be real. That's got to be staged. Ding bell or chuck the chicken for service. I don't know if you want to. You don't want to choke the chicken. They should have had a monkey there. You could have had them spanking the monkey as well, couldn't you? Choking the chicken and spanking the monkey. Does anyone spank the monkey anymore? I don't know. What else have we got? I'm hoping there's an animal story. Can't do that one. Can't do that one. Yeah, I think this is a video. We can do this one. I think you could file this under incredible moments of stupidity. Wait a minute. Whoops. Let me just cue it up. This is in Sao Paulo in Brazil. And I'm just waiting for the video. Will there be an advert? It's an advert for Vimto. I can't stand Vimto myself. Oh no, now I've got an accident clicked on the advert. Now I'm going to get Vimto in all my bloody social media now. So yeah, this is in Sao Paulo. What you're seeing here is a motorcyclist, right, steals a guy's watch in traffic, right, off of his wrist. Oh, okay. It's a very expensive watch. It isn't a Seiko or a Seconda. It's one of those fancy watches. So the guy decides to take him out. Look at that. Look. Did you see that? Yeah, he did. I don't know if he got his watch back though. I think there's a rerun of it. There we go. No, he's just running off. So he's yeah, here we go. Blammo, right? It takes him out there. Thing is, right, is the watch cost £30,000, whilst his uninsured supercar cost £300,000. So yeah, he kind of fucked up a bit there. You end up losing £330,000. I'll show you these to make you feel a bit smarter, you know. But yeah, one way of dealing with a problem. What else have we got? Oh, here we go. We'll have to end on this because I can't find any animal pictures, animal pictures or stories for that matter. Excuse me. This is the skies over Portugal and Spain. This is at the weekend where this happens. Whoa, look at that. Yeah, look at that. Woo. And that is real, that is. That was a fireball from the sky, where residents in Lisbon said it was like watching a movie. Okay, I'm going to see if there are any animal stories. I'm going to do a search for animal story. There must be some animal stories. Animals. I'm just searching for animals. Come on, Daily Mail website. Do your thing. Here we go. Here's a story. I've got a search for them. We're going to Australia. Right. And this is about wombats in Australia. Well, it would be, wouldn't it? Well, it would be. But yes, researchers have analysed camera footage from New South Wales Woomagama National Park and Woomagama State Forest, right, which is habitat to wombats. And every year they have, I guess, they have wildfires and that. And there's 18,000 hectares burnt during the fires. And they looked at this footage. There's no pictures, unfortunately. So I could pull up a picture of a wombat. Let me illustrate this as I go. Yeah? I'm doing their work for them. So, you know, this is a picture of said wombat, right? But yeah, their burrows apparently are very useful to many other animals. Yeah, because they installed 28 sensors in wombat burrows in the area, and they saw species such as bush rats, antichinus, lace monitors, and painted button quails using the burrows as a means to escape the fire. Yeah, cameras caught 30 species inspecting the burrow, 11 foraging at them, 10 entering or leaving them, and 4 drinking from a flooded burrow. Ecologist Grant Innes, who was lead author in the study, said the burrows of common wombats play a valuable role in Australia's fire-prone forests. Quote, they're the only surviving native species capable of digging deep, wide burrows. Their value as providers of shelter and a refuge for numerous species is only going to increase as fires become more intense in the future. There you go. Wombats are really important. There you go. That's it. That's all I got. We'll end it there. Let's see if there's anybody in. Nobody in. It's only G-Man. 10 people watching, 1 comment, 1 like. Come on, guys. You can do better than that. Anyway, that was the news. Thank you for watching. Hello, G-Man. Hopefully you're having fun with all your bases. And yeah, that was the news. Thank you for watching. There's only one thing left to say, and that is killing the channel 1 video at a time. And yeah, drink it up. Ta-ta.